G'day again, sports fans. Just keeping the window shut so I can keep the noise down. I want to talk to you today about researching an area. I've been asked that a lot in the last few days. I don't know how to pick an area, I don't know what to do, even though there's stuff about it on my website and I talk about it often, but it's obviously a common thing. So I just wanted to show you a reason why some areas are not good, and then when I get back home later I'll go through just what I would do to research an area. So I've just brought you here. This is Clovelly Road in Bucklands Beach, and I do a bit of trading in this area, and so I just wanted to show you why a coastal area or an area that's got things like views, not that you may not actually see the views, I'm just going to see the houses from the road, but why areas like that are often not a good place to start your investing or research on an area. That's because there are factors that cause the property prices to be so varied. So I'll just poke you out the window, and so I'll just show you this particular property here. I'll just turn this around so I can see, so I'm just showing you this here. Right, so this is a property on Clovelly Road, older house, nothing wrong with it, but it's a bit of a waste of the site. That, I bought that and on-sold it just recently for $2 million. Alright, it's subdivisible. It's one of the few sites along here that you can cut in half this way rather than that way, so you end up with two cliff top sections. On the other side of the section is the water. Alright, so that's one recent sale, and the guy who bought it off me attended an auction last night and was talking to the agent that was involved in it, and he now knows that he got a bargain and thought it was a really, really good deal. Alright, so that's that. So now I'm just going to shoot you down to a property that I currently own. I just bought this property the other day. I haven't decided yet quite whether I'm going to keep it or trade it. So we're in the same street. We've gone down about 15 or 20 houses, and this house is, I've only ever actually seen this one once, I've just got to find it. Okay, there's a truck, right, there's a vehicle right outside, but that's okay. So I'll just point behind me back out the window. So this is a property that is on the same street. It would have been about a 30-second walk, and it is this one, the weatherboard one in the front there with the yuccas in front. All right, and as you can see in this case, there is another house in front of it, but that is a 2-bedroom, 2-story place. The first place I showed you where you would bowl, definitely. This place is really too good to bowl. I just bought that for $515,000. So now I'm going to take you down another 15 houses to another house that I just bought last week. Same street. I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to keep this or sell it. I'm probably going to trade it. And this is right here. This one does have views. In other words, it's cliff top again. And that is this place. So this is a brick place, older place. It's tidy-ish, but it's on its own, has its own water access down some very steep steps, but you can get to the water. But house is almost identical to the one I just bought for $515,000. This place I just bought last week for $1,435,000. So pretty self-explanatory. Now just the very last one, just out of interest, because guys, there's a mate of mine and he won't mind, one of my favourite agents. He bought this property, so this is 6 doors down from the other one. He bought this property here around about a year ago, I think, for around about 1.8. He's turned down 2.5, and I'd say it's probably got to be close to $3 million now. All in the same street, all within walking distance. That's why researching areas like this, where you have things that significantly impact the costs that are not related to the quality of the building, make it very difficult to research an area. Even for me, Not that I consider myself any great expert, but because I'm so active, I'm aware of the sales. Man, you've just got to really check everything out every time. So when we get back home, I'll spend some time and just help to talk you through how I would pick an area, or how I would pick a new area, and we'll do that soon. Bye. Okay, so following on from that, had several people ask me recently about what to do about picking an area. So, from a straight trading point of view, it doesn't matter. As you would have all heard me say, that it doesn't really matter. When you're trading, you're simply buying and selling, so therefore it's not particularly critical whether it's a cheap area or an expensive area. You just need to be able to identify a deal. However, the purpose of trading is to generate funds to be able to buy more buy and hold, so therefore you might as well farm an area where you might find buy and holds. So this is really how to pick an area that might be good to research relatively easily, and that where you might find stuff that you would buy and hold, but it works for anywhere. This is just something for those of you who have no idea what to do or where to start. So you look at just look at a map. Pick a general suburb, whether it's as big as the North Shore, or whether you pick a couple of suburbs, wherever you are, and look for a general suburb. And then say, okay, so this is just a simple way where you've got reasonable population. What I would do is say, what are the high schools that service this area? Let's just say there's three high schools. So that would be my starting point, and then I would find out whether one of those was particularly bad or one was particularly good. So what we want to know is, what is the best high school? So it might be that this is a good one, and this is the worst one, or it doesn't really matter. What we're trying to identify is the best high school. So then I'd go, okay, I'm going to look at an area around that high school. Why do we do that? Well, families want to move into areas where education is good. They want to move into areas where the schooling is good. This is very, very prevalent in Papakura, where I farm Rosehill College Zone. This is Papakura High School, and no one wants to go there. You get better tenants and everything in here. So this is an area that you could farm as a buy and hold. And then, real simple, once you've picked that area, have a look at how big it is, either enlarge or reduce the circle down a bit, until you've got maybe 20 or 30 streets, and then go through my How to Become a Hunter that's on the website. Go to every open home. All you're trying to do is establish what is a reasonable average prices in the area, and to get to know some streets very, very well. So what you have to watch for, or what you have to avoid, is, as I said in my earlier bit, avoid coastal, where you've got views and things. I'm not saying don't buy in those areas, but I'm saying they're harder to learn about. So if you want to stick with something that is easy, you don't want coastal, you want something where it's flat, kind of landlocked, in that you haven't got anything that's going to upset the prices. So you pick an area like Otahu, Mount Wellington, there's no water views, by and large, everything's pretty much the same. So school zones is just a good way. The other thing is infrastructure. So for example, if this was the new Sylvia Park Shopping Centre, then just put a ring around it, anything in that area. Otahu's good, Papatoi's good, find out the best school in Papatoi. So I'm just talking about Auckland because I know it, but this is just a simple way. Pick any area, do it by high school. It's a good place to start. Once you learn how to research, then go on to the more complex areas like I showed you earlier today, where one house to the next can have a huge difference in value. And I cannot overstate enough, those of you who know me will know I go on and on and on about this. If you get to know an area well, you'll be able to pick up the bargains. The people who are willing to do the research to get to know an area well, you will succeed. For some reason, most of you won't do it. I don't know why, but keep it up. And if you do this, you'll succeed.